Okay, last one for the day. This is a fun one. I pulled this one out. This is from Molly up in Seattle. This is one of our recordings. I really want you to hear this one, guys. I know, actually, that this one's going to be helpful to a lot of you. And what this one is about is, Alan, how do I prepare when I got people coming over for a party? How do I prepare the lawn for it to be perfect? How do I do that? Let's go to Molly in Seattle.
Hey, Alan. Molly here from Seattle, Washington. Love the podcast. I've been following your cool season plan. My lawn looks amazing. So here's my question. The weather here in Seattle is getting really nice, and I have an outdoor party in 2 weeks. My lawn is a mix of fescue and ryegrass, so I need your help. What is a good domination plan to really turn my lawn into a showstopper in these 2 weeks that I have? Would a shot of Milo give me some deeper color, or do I not have enough time and maybe extra water? The big question is, when should I mow to really set my lawn off? Do I mow the day of the party or a few days before? Probably both. Anyways, thanks so much for all of your lawn care tips, and I can't wait to hear your answer.
All right, Molly, this is a great one. Now, the challenge I have, and I'm so sorry for this, Molly, is that you called in on the 9th. I'm recording this on the 14th, and by the time I get it edited, it's probably going to be the 16th. And I think we might be a little bit too late for some of this. So I'm going to answer this question, and the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say, Molly, here's your last-minute party prep that I'm sorry that I'm late on the podcast and I couldn't deliver this more in real time for you. So here's your last-minute party prep quick. And then we're going to go after that to a strategy for the rest of you, or for Molly for your next party, where you have more advanced time, more time ahead to get that exact lawn look that you want. And of course, why do you want that perfect lawn for your party? Because that makes everybody's beautiful Instagram photos. That's why you want that. So that's why I want to show you exactly what to do. So let's talk to Molly first, again, knowing that I'm behind, that she's probably got a week. By the time this comes out, let's say she's got 7 days. So here's what I'm going to tell you. So the first thing you want to do is 6 days before the party, you want to put down a chelated iron product. You can find liquid chelated iron on Amazon. You can probably find it at most, garden centers, and it's spelled like this: CHELATEY. It looks like chelated, like chelated, but it's actually chelated, right? So you're going to put it down 6 days ahead. And what chelated iron means is it's available to the plant now. You're going to put that down according to label directions, and that's going to give you a deep burst of blue, probably on day 4 and 5, and peak on day 6. But you're early enough because you want to get it watered in, or follow the label. But most of these, you're going to want to get some water on them. But it'll give you enough time ahead of time that it isn't going to leave any type of residual. It's not going to have any iron smell to it, because even though iron isn't bad, it just doesn't smell good. That'll all be long gone. So 6 days ahead, you'll be peaking. So that's the first thing you do. That's the quick burst. Now, that is not a long-term strategy, and I'm going to give you a strategy again coming up that gives you something that's a little bit more longer-term, that's actually going to help the lawn overall in long-term form, as well as give you the quick green up. But for Molly, that's what you want, some chelated iron 6 days before. Now, the second piece then is the mowing. And Molly, you do have time to get this right. So the thing about cool season turf is it looks best right after it's cut. When you guys see my old videos at the church lawn there in Crown Point, Indiana, I was mowing that lawn on Saturdays, knowing that service was on Sunday. And I'm going to give you that same strategy that I would use there, because I wanted things to look good. I wanted people to pull up to church and go, wow, this place is first class. If they're going to put this kind of effort into making their lawn pretty, I know I'm going to get some value on the inside. I really believed that. And by the way, I still believe that type of thing today. So with that, here's how you're going to dazzle those people at that party with your mowing. I'm assuming this is a lawn type party, and we want to create great moments in the lawn for people. And I think that the mowing height of cool season lawns at 4 inches is not necessarily the most comfortable mowing height for a lawn type party. I don't think playing bags. You guys play bags up there in Seattle, Washington? You guys play the bags, Sabine bags? Maybe you guys call it cornhole, or maybe you're playing horseshoes. I don't know. If you guys have those type of lawn games, 4-inch height of cut, that just seems a little uncomfortable to me. That seems a little tall. That seems like things are going to mat down. That all might even affect gameplay in some cases. So what I would recommend for that lawn party, to make it look pristine and also to have it stand out, I'd give it a shorter cut and try to get down to 3 inches, even 2 3/4. Now, Molly, that's going to be tough for you. You got 7 days to get there. You got to take it down quick. You may have to mow a couple times between now and then, and I know you got a party to get ready for, and I know you're probably doing other things, but you know the lawn takes precedence. So every couple days, boom, 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 take it down a couple notches. Get it to 3, get it to 2 3/4 if you can. The other thing you want to do is catch the clippings all during this week, just to suck everything up, clean everything up. We don't want anything left in the lawn. I did want to mention also, we don't want to use any Milorganite fertilizer because I wouldn't want to have any kind of scent that could be lingering. That's, again, why I recommended the chelated iron. So just wanted to bring that part back up as it hit my mind here. But make sure you are doing that mowing and catching those clippings just to keep everything clean. Now, here's one other thing, and that's the stripes. I want you to set the stripes in deep. So during these final 3 mowings, as you're taking that height down a little bit, make sure you're setting your stripes in perfect. Set the same stripe pattern in all 3 mowings. I would typically not recommend you do that. I'd recommend you vary your stripe patterns week to week to week. Make diamonds, make argyle socks, whatever you want to do. Make swooshes and sweeps and creeps and bleeps, right? But for you, Molly, you got a party coming up. You got to set those stripes in deep, and you can do that over the final 3 mowings. Now think about the stripes. When are your party guests arriving, and where are they arriving from? What is their $100 view as they drive up to the party, as they drive into your driveway or the parking area? Or maybe you guys know when people come to a party, what do they always do? They do a drive-by first. They got to catch a lay of the land. They see your balloons, swinging on the mailbox. They're like, oh yeah, that's a one. But let's drive by. Let's see if the Manettis showed up yet. Did the Manettis show up yet? I don't know. I don't know if they're here. Is your mother-in-law here? I watch too much Bill Burr. You get what I'm saying? People do the drive-by. So when they're doing the drive-by, maybe they got to turn around in the cul-de-sac. What are they going to see? Where are the stripe angles at? What's the best $100 view that most guests are going to have to see? Now, you also have to keep in mind, what is your sun angle? You may not be able to have, because of the time of your party, right? The time your guests arrive matters. Maybe because of the time of the party, you're not going to be able to get the front yard they're driving in, getting that first impression view. That's fine. Then just make it tight. That's what I said. Just make everything tight. Still cut the front low, even if the party's in the back. We still want to have business in the front and business in the back. That's what we want. So cut that front good. Now, then there's going to be some stripe angle. There's going to be some spot. There's going to be, and I don't know what kind of party this is, but maybe there's a guest of honor that people are going to want to take photos with. Maybe it's a wedding party. Maybe it's a graduation. I bet it's a graduation, isn't it? People are going to want to take photos. Let's think about, where are the stripes? Oh, we have such an opportunity to give people such a beautiful Instagram photo. If we set those stripes up right for the sun at the time of the party, and literally set up the photo area. Literally tell people, take your photos from this area if you want to see the best view. Now, that might make your guests have to stare into the sun, but too bad. The lawn matters more than their eye comfort. They should have brought sunglasses for an outdoor party. So if people have to look into the sun so you can make sure that the sun is behind you so the stripes show, by the way, you got to watch your shadow in the photo. Make sure that people's shadows aren't in there. You're going to have to coach people a little bit here, Molly. But what I'm saying is you have an opportunity to set in some beautiful stripes and make some beautiful Instagrammable moments for people and show off that beautiful lawn of yours. It's already going to be double dark. We know that. And the last thing you want to do is set 2 plastic pink flamingos somewhere in a very conspicuous spot, because that will definitely be another Instagrammable moment for folks, and let them know that they've been to a party where they've been dominated. Now, let's say you have a little bit more time. Let's say you have more time on your hands. I've already given you the mow strategy. You're going to take yours down to that same 2.75 inches, but when you do that, you're going to have more time to do it. So you guys that have a little bit more advanced time, take that mow height down over 3 weeks. That way, if anything goes a little awry or gets a little funky, you can correct it. You have time to overcome it. The other thing you have time to do is to not just blow out like a whole shot of chelated iron and just do that for a color pop and be done. You actually have a chance to feed the soil a little bit. You have a chance to help the plant overall by giving a full micronutrient stack, but also giving it a little shot of specially formulated nitrogen with high iron. And the way you do that is with what we call our double dark. That's the 002 microgreen, and it's the 700 or 700 green effect. We call it the double dark. Jake the Lawn Kid invented that term. It's 6 ounces of 002 microgreen and 6 ounces of 700 green effect in 1 gallon of water. Put the water in halfway up first, put in the concentrates, fill it up the other way. You got your full gallon now, and that will cover 1,000 square feet. That will give your lawn a double dark pop. Still, 6 days in advance is plenty of time. But if you have more time, you could actually do 1 shot of that 14 days in advance and do a second shot of that 6 days in advance. And now you got double dark. Stick with that same mowing strategy, and I promise you, you will really have a dark green lawn. The other thing that you have a chance to do when you do have more advanced time here is to really set your stripes in deep, as well as experiment maybe even with some different patterns. So maybe you set the stripes in the back. We talked about those graduation photos. Maybe you do set that argyle diamond pattern. you got a little bit more time to plan that strategy out, looking at where the sun will be. Also keeping in mind that the angle of the sun changes, especially in the summer, as the days are getting longer and longer. The angle of the sun is changing fairly rapidly. So you want to watch, where is the sun going to be 3 weeks from now on my party, and how do I set it right? I mean, it's almost like old school where they used to set the pyramids facing like the vernal equinox and all that kind of stuff. I watch too much Joe Rogan, but you can do a very similar thing to create beautiful Instagrammable moments for your graduation party this summer or whatever else you guys got coming up. So I think that's enough. I think I've rambled enough today. I know that I went